exclusive, baby. Anthony Edmond, aka Chapo, aka Chapo Barksdale, Rafael Enriquez, Richie Rich, aka Ralph, Elijah Lucina, aka Eli, aka GMT Eli, Keontis Reed, aka Man Man, aka GMT Man Man, Melvin Griffin, aka MEMO600. What? Remember when Memo had posted this picture right here? Yeah, let's get into it. Grand jury charges at all times material to this indictment. General introduction. The manner and means used to accomplish the objects and purposes of the conspiracy included, among other things, defendants Rafael Enriquez, Elijah Lucina, Keontis Reed, and Melvin Griffin, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, asked Georgia resident and co-defendant Anthony Edmond to make numerous straw purchases of firearms. What? From gun stores in the Middle District of Georgia and elsewhere, the firearms purchased by Anthony Edmond were primarily transported and distributed to criminal street gang members residing in and around Chicago, nigga, Illinois. Anthony Edmond is a member of the Chicago-based gang known as the Black Disciples, referred to hereinafter as the BDs on King David, and is an associate of another Chicago-based street gang known as the Conservative Vice Lords, referred to herein at times as the CVLs, people. At all times relevant to this indictment, Edmond lives in Athens, Georgia, within the Middle District of Georgia. Edmond is known by certain nicknames including Chapo and Chapo Barksdale. Rafael Enriquez is a member of the CVLs. At all times relevant to this indictment, Enriquez lives in Illinois and was a convicted felon who was prohibited from possessing firearms. Enriquez is known by certain nicknames including Richie Rich and Ralph. Elijah Lucina is a member of the CVLs. At all times relevant to this indictment, Lucina lived in Illinois and was a convicted felon who was prohibited from possessing firearms. Lucina is also known by nicknames including Eli and GMT Eli. Keontis Reed is a member of a Chicago-based street gang known as the Mickey Cobras, kills a whole MC, and is an associate of the CVLs. At all times relevant to this indictment, Reed resided in Illinois, Georgia, and Indiana. Reed is also known by certain nicknames including Man Man and GMT Man Man. Melvin Griffin is a member of the Biddies and is an associate of the CVLs. At all times relevant to this indictment, Griffin resided in, I don't know why I keep saying reside, but resided in and around Chicago and Snellville, Georgia, and was a convicted felon who was prohibited from possessing firearms. Griffin is known by the nickname MEMO600. The sponsor of this video is Cloaked. And there are a lot of people who are wondering why I'm going so hard to go with Cloaked and push it and everything. I want to share with y'all something that happened to me on March 7th of this year, right? And what happened was, and this is all real, this is literally out of my damn inbox. They put up my social, they put up my full name, they put up my birthday, they even put up every number I ever had and every address that I ever freaking lived at. These are real text messages, by the way, sent via goddamn Instagram. So when you see me go hard for coke, understand, I didn't know how they got that info. That's the second time in 5 years that people try to extort my personal info. First time I voted, second time I just said do what you're going to do. Please, don't be like me. Try Cloak today. They're giving you 30% off with that QR code, or tap the link in the description, or hit the pinned comment. See what data brokers sold your info today. Just take the challenge. If you don't like it, hey, don't sign up. Just see what info they have. That's all I'm asking. Try Cloak today. HS is an unindicted co-conspirator whose identity is known to the grand jury, was a resident of Chicago, a convicted felon, and upper-level member of the CVLs who asked Enriquez to acquire guns. Okay, this already is bad as hell, because you already know somebody telling. Anyways, KW, an unindicted co-conspirator whose identity is known to the grand jury, was a resident of Chicago, convicted felon, and a member of the BDs who asked Edmonds to acquire guns for him. From at least March 27, 2020 Up to and including on or about November 10, 2021, Anthony Edmond unlawfully purchased dozens of firearms from federal firearms licenses, FFLs, in Georgia for members and associates of the BDs and CVLs. See, already, you goddamn dumb as hell. Y'all was buying this shit out the stores. I'm not going to tell y'all how to get them, but let me tell y'all this. You was going to jail immediately the moment that they did this shit. These firearms were often converted into fully automatic weapons and were used to commit numerous crimes of violence. Anthony Edmond primarily purchased firearms from FFLs located in the Middle District of Georgia, that is, Kimberly's Jewelry Incorporated, Duncan and Company, DBA, Franklin Gun Shop, located in Athens, Georgia, Athens Guns Club, located in Athens, Georgia, Triple B Guns and Ammo, located in Colbert, Georgia, Clyde Armory Incorporated, located in Athens, Georgia, and Section 8 Armament, located in Colbert, Georgia. Rules and regulations. We ain't really caring about none of that, but basically it's going to tell you that, nigga, they was supposed to tell the moment shit looked crazy, because when you sign that paperwork, you have to put in all your information, and they run a whole entire background check just to see if you can even get that gun. He was screwed. Anyways, on each occasion, Anthony Edmonds purchased firearms from FFLs. He completed an ATF form. Fucked right there. Anyways, in 2021, Rafael Enriquez made multiple trips to Elijah Lucena, made at least one trip to Illinois to Georgia to retrieve firearms purchased for them by Anthony Edmond. The firearms were then transported back to Illinois and provided to criminal street gang members. Prior to the gun purchases, Rafael Enriquez, Elijah Lucena, Keontis Reed, and Melvin Griffin coordinated with Anthony Edmond over the phone and through social media to arrange the purchase of specific makes, models, and calibers of firearms. During the conversations, Enriquez, Lucena, Reed, and Griffin frequently used coded slang terms to refer to firearms, which they called, among other things, this is going to be interesting, because y'all know there's about to be some Chicago shit, pipes, straps, licks, and blicks. They also use coded language when discussing specific calibers of guns, such as referring to 10mm pistols as dimes, 45 caliber pistols as 4 nickels, or just nickels, 5.7 caliber pistols as 57s, and 5.56 caliber pistols as AR pistols. That's kind of weak, but whatever the hell. A machine gun identified in 26 USC 5845B. We ain't finna do all that, but anyways, they talk about these cats getting switches. Making sure that they got shit, they got switches. Anthony Edmond was supplied with machine gun conversion devices by Rafael Enriquez, and Edmond then installed several of the Glock pistols that he distributed, and Edmond and Enriquez often used coded terms to refer to machine conversion devices, such as calling them buttons, due to the appearance when installed on the back of the Glock pistol. And Nintendo's, as a reference to the Nintendo company being the manufacturer of the Nintendo Switch game system. You niggas is dumb. Now, it's beyond obvious that two people ratted on them because they thought they were in the mother flipping clear. Whatever reason, hey, if y'all keep saying certain cities got snitches and all this shit, man, y'all gonna have to keep it fair, square, and obvious about a lot of ones. The game is this for some people. I ain't going to jail by any means. Somebody is dropping the shit out of names and conspiracies and charges and all of this shit. This is technically old, but it got dropped just a couple of months ago under seal, which means the feds were fighting to even let this shit go. Because the two individuals who did it, man, they ratting. And they gave them the whole entire blueprint. It's a tough day to be a criminal, gang-banging, gun-toting drug dealer. But let's get this one out the park real quick. Rolling at least September 18th to 2022. So y'all hear and y'all see these fools is going and getting all these damn guns, man. And so they got MEMO on here 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Everybody else. And the funnier part is MEMO ain't even supposed to have no goddamn guns. So when they say the gun recoveries, they talking about basically the freaking police are getting these damn guns. They say between or about April 14th, 2021, on or about February 15th, 2026, law enforcement recovered 20 firearms purchased, 20 of them, by Anthony Edmond during law enforcement actions in Indiana, Illinois, and Georgia. Then they talk about when they did it. You know what I'm saying? They caught the Dracos, all this shit. And let's see. After an SPD patrol officer conducted a traffic stop on an automobile driven by Melvin Griffin and observed the Draco pistol in an unzipped book bag on the back seat. The Draco pistol was purchased by Anthony Edmond on or about September 18th, 2020. From Triple B Guns and all that shit and everything. We don't really care about all the other people. You only hear from Memo. So, we'll keep on going until we see him pop up. But they done picked him up all the way in Chicago and all this stuff. And the funnier part about all of this stuff, especially the thing that none of these dumbasses understand, guns have serial numbers. Not only do they have serial numbers, the places and spaces, you know what I'm saying, that y'all go to, well, here you go right here. So you have Memo right here on this one. And they talk about he got a conspiracy to commit firearm offenses. Mind you, like I told y'all, Memo ass is already not supposed to have these damn guns. And he do shit sometimes, man, that's just dumb as hell. So when we see him posting them guns and shit online, bruh, do you realize you ain't supposed to have those? Obviously he does. But yeah. So in further into the conspiracy, and to accomplish the goals thereof within the Athens division of the Middle District of Georgia. Elsewhere, defendants Anthony Evans, Rafael Enriquez, Elijah Lucina, Keontis Reed, and Melvin Griffin, and others known and unknown to the grand jury committed and caused to be committed the following overt acts among others. So they go on to tell y'all the damn acts. But these niggas are done. You know what I'm saying? Big old done. You feel me? So just know, we're on the hunt for 4 charges that Memo has. We're talking max penalties from up to 15 years on 2 of them, and a mandatory 5 on 1 of them. I'll let the 4-foot hang across your heads just so y'all can see what's going on. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to show you how much time it actually is for which crime. 2021, Melvin Griffin messaged Anthony Edmond, get on the pipes, refer to firearms that he wanted Edmond to purchase for him. Edmond responded, store ain't open yet. Griffin also messaged Edmond and asked him to purchase a 50-round magazine in addition to the guns. Y'all not trying to go to war, man. Golly. So like I said, we're going to keep on going until we see Griffin pop up. But yeah, man, this shit is big time ugly, like major ugly. So yeah. But I know y'all wondering, bro, what the hell, what's going on, all this stuff. The guideline range for this is between 20 to life. 50, you know what I'm saying, 40, all of this shit, bro. And I'm going to break it down in a moment because it gets crazy. So you have the count 2, conspiracy to transfer and possess machine guns. They don't have Memo on this shit, so he good for that one. And then look at this fool. Look at this shit. As shown in the screenshot from the video, the machine gun conversion device is visible on the Glock pistol. They got the damn, you know what I'm saying? You did with the switch taking pictures with this shit. Y'all don't be thinking that, they don't. Don't even let me say that. So false statement during purchase of a firearm, they got Anthony Edmond on that one. You know what I'm saying? That's out of there. They got the count 4. And that should be funny, bro. And I seen somebody else do that shit before. And I'm just looking, and I had inboxed them like, bruh, what the hell is you doing? And nigga was like, man, Nash, I'm not on probation no more. I said, oh, all right, bro. Because I'm about to block him, because I'm not about to sit here. It says, Melvin Griffin, knowingly that he had been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, did aid and abetted by. And they're talking about the count 9, false statement during the purchase. No, count 10, my bad. Not count 9. Count 10, I didn't see this. Possession of firearm by a convicted felon. So they already got him on 2 counts, you know? Possession of firearm by a convicted felon, already got that one right there. So that's what count 14. Possession of firearm. I already got that too. Convicted felon bullshit. And possession of a machine gun. God damn. Anthony Edmond got that. Oh, yeah, here you go. MEMO's other shit. Conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, beginning on a date known and unknown to the jury, continuing until at least on or about February 8, 2020, in the Athens Division of the Middle District of Georgia, and elsewhere within the jurisdiction of the court defendants. And right here, they got MEMO ass right here. Did knowingly and intentionally combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with each other and others, known and unknown, to the grand jury to possess with the intent to distribute. 3, 4, bruh, I do not know how to spell that. I mean, say that shit. Deoxymethylamine, commonly referred to as MDMA or ecstasy. Y'all niggas was selling X out this bitch. Damn. And then right here, conspiracy to possess firearms and machine guns in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. Shit, MEMO, god damn. So that's 4 of them right there for his ass. And god dog, bro. But y'all can see it's bad. Now, some people will falsely blame certain individuals. I'm gonna say, hell nah. But niggas gotta be doing better than this. The only thing that's kind of throwing me the hell off is what the hell, you know what I'm saying? But mind y'all see the date, right? 4/15/2026. Because, bro, how the hell did they, you know what I'm saying? This is years down the line. Let me check real quick. Let me make sure you ain't on none of this shit. Yeah, that's it. Gun traffic conspiracy, up to 15 years. Felon in possession of a firearm, up to 15 years. Drug conspiracy, MDMA and marijuana, up to 20 years or more in some circumstances, depending on what they can prove. And possession of a gun during trafficking, that's a minimum 5. So, yeah, 15 makes 30. Then that 20 go ahead on that shit and did 5. So, 55. Like 55th Street. You know what I'm saying? But, if convicted, the shit that he's facing could exceed up to 50 years. Now, here's the cherry on top. His ass know, and we all know, it's all about what the hell deal you can get out. MEMO going to the feds, bruh. He having federal nightmares as well. And I'm cool with MEMO, but one thing I will not do, cool or uncool or whatever the hell, I won't be sparing shit. Now, maybe he, say whatever the hell he say because nobody else has his paperwork. Maybe he said some shit to the effect of, yo, man, I'm going to beat it. All this shit and everything. The police did this, police did that, or whatever the hell the text messages can be about, what the hell ever, and all this. Yeah, that sounds good. It does. But in the words of my grandma from Mississippi, who you fooling? So, I don't know. But what I do know is they got 2 rats, not 1, 2 of them. So there's that. So MEMO being a BD, conservative vice lord, that's different, but I'm not from Chicago, so I don't know how they gangs go. I know a little bit of what I know, and I do that shit on purpose because at the end of the day, it ain't none of my business as far as how y'all gangs intricacies work, because that right there is not supposed to be on the net as far as I'm concerned. But y'all, let me know y'all thoughts on this one. We got a lot of shit to do and a lot of shit to get to. So if you're not subscribed here, make sure you do that, man. Like I said, we are 10K away from these 2 things giveaway. I was doing all right, yeah, giving away. Well, getting the hell up out of here now. Click right here, man. They got it. Y'all remember them drunk female beaters sending them dusty ass apartments talking shit? Well, unfortunately, I was right again. When it comes to the Pooh Shiesty shit, only place you need to tune to. Click right here for that video or click right here for the playlist, and I will catch y'all in the next one.